Two teams have punched their ticket to the semifinals already. Who will be the third as we welcome you to Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championships presented by Total Care, all part of Champ Week. Up next, the number 2 seed in the West, Western Kentucky, set to take on the UAB Blazers. Let's take a look at the brackets right now. Middle Tennessee very impressive with their win over Charlotte earlier today, 84-53. And going on now, and the court next to us, UTEP and Louisiana Tech, Western Kentucky, UAB. That'll be Rice and UTSA. That'll be played at about 3 o'clock Eastern time. Hello again, everybody. Along with former TCU player Colin Boddicker, I'm Ron Thulin. And yesterday's win over North Texas, UAB, we saw a star in the making. Denham DeShields was outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. She had 18 points and 5 assists in that victory in the quarterfinal game and led her team knocking down shots and really ran the offense to perfection. She was a part of the all-freshman team as well for Conference USA this year.
Western Kentucky, you're going to like this team. They are exciting. They create offense with defense, and Jalen Foster is one of their keys.
Yeah, Jalen Foster is an all-conference defensive performer, averaging over 2 steals per game. As a team, Western Kentucky is 6th in the nation in steals and 11th in turnovers forced at over 20.7 turnovers per game.
That's the style they like to play. Greg Collins was telling me, the head coach of Western Kentucky before the game, they don't want it boring for the fans, and it is anything but that. They are one of the nation's leaders in steals. They create so much offense because of the type of defense they play. We're looking forward to seeing them today. Western Kentucky comes in with a record of 17-12. Now, they were picked 6th in the preseason poll. Conference USA, head coach Greg Collins telling me last year they were picked something like 11th, but they did much better than that. They are 14-6 in Conference USA play. They won their last 3 games. He won his 1,000th game as a head coach back in 2019, and boy, he has done a great job. And the head coach of UAB, they're 14-16 on the season, finished the conference play at 5-15. Their head coach is Randy Norton in his 10th year. He has been Conference USA Coach of the Year back in 2018. His team played very well yesterday. They aren't flashy, but they just do the simple things. They do it well. You look at their bench yesterday, 27 bench points. That was big in the win over UNT.
Yeah, no question. They're going to need a similar effort, I think, today from their bench in order to hang with the number 2 seed Western Kentucky.
I just got word that UTEP has won. They have advanced to the semifinals tomorrow. Talking to Randy before the game, he said the key, the last game they played, Western Kentucky, they had 20 turnovers. That led to 30 Western Kentucky points. So obviously, the number 1 key is they got to protect the basketball in this game.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a key, especially when we're playing against one of the tougher defensive teams in the country. If you cannot turn the ball over against a team that likes to force turnovers and create easy offense, you can hang around.
Angelica Suffern, Brian Garland, Meta Christensen are officials, and we are underway. Western Kentucky likes to play fast. They'll take the first shot, and Pitts drains the 3.
Yeah, coming off of a tip ball right there. Pitts stepped right into a wide open 3. A little defensive lapse right out of the gate from UAB. Western Kentucky makes them pay. Aaliyah,
I should say, Pitts from Suitland, Maryland, played at Virginia 2 years. UAB wanted to go inside. Destiny McGee getting the start this afternoon. Did not start in yesterday's game. McGee, the sophomore out of Huntsville, Alabama, but she showed a lot of promise in that game. And here is Denham DeShields out front, sister of Diamond DeShields of the Dallas Wings of the WNBA, and talked about her in the open, but she was so impressive yesterday. And the turnover, number 1, Meade with an easy layup.
Yeah, that's just standing and having your hand in the passing lane and getting a deflection, and Meade able to run it down. And for the easy layup, that'll be the easiest layup you'll get all night long.
And Randy Norton not wasting any time. They're going to call the timeout and talk about it. We'll be back. The Conference USA Men's and Women's Championship is brought to you by Total Care, where lives are transformed. Along with Colin Boddicker, I'm Ron Thulin. I tell you, I like the timeout by Coach Norton. Knew that he can't let this get away early.
Yeah, one possession, one turnover, and two made baskets on the other end. You're down 5-0 before you've even taken a shot. Want to make sure everybody gets reset real quick.
How about Dedham DeShields was being guarded by Alexis Mead, and Dedham didn't like how close she was and made sure she knew about it. Here's Dedham DeShields out of Atlanta, Georgia. All freshman team try to go inside to McGee, and another turnover.
That's a really tough catch for McGee. The ball just didn't get to her fast enough. Hung in the air a little too long.
Foster kicks it back out. Mead for three. No, the tip. Rebound pulled away, and UAB will have it. How much did we look at the starting five of Western Kentucky? How important is it for UAB to play with a lot of patience today?
Well, I think they need to get good shots, but more importantly, they need to convert, because I think this game's going to be a little slower and a lot tougher defensively than what they faced thus far in the tournament.
It's only the fourth time UAB has used that lineup to start a game. Shot clock inside of 5. They want to milk it down. DeShields for three. Got it.
And you can see Western Kentucky likes to get out and really defend out to the three-point line. But that time, Hayes is a little slow recovering to DeShields, and she knocks down the wide open three.
Well, DeShields had 2 yesterday on the season. She hit 27%. On the dribble penetration, foul is going to be called. Casey Hayes out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
DeShields a little late sliding over there to take the charge. She took a couple of charges in the game last night that exact same way. She's really crafty about kind of sneaking out from underneath the basket and grabbing some charges. Those can be bang-bang plays. Is unable to get this one to go her way. Having a conversation with the official over on the sideline.
Trying to plead her case to Brian Garland. Desiree Ware's checked into the lineup for UAB. The freshman out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, also played solid minutes yesterday. Here is Casey Hayes. What a game she had against UTSA earlier this year. Knocked home 31 points. Western Kentucky doubling up. Roders played solid yesterday. Here's Ware. On the drive, no. Rebound right into the hands of Jalen Foster, the sophomore out of Steele High School in Austin, Texas. Showed it, lets it fly. The left-hander got it.
That's a nice catch. Showed, get McGee to come out to her. One dribble pull-up.
You know, one of the things when you look at Jalen Foster, she has a mismatch every night. She has good size at 6 foot.
Nice shot there from Whitley, knocking down the three. Got to take good open shots when you get them, even if they come early in the shot clock.
Foster again, this time she knew was off the mark. Tried to battle for the rebound, couldn't come up with it. UAB's got it, looking to tie this game or take the lead. Whitley gives it up on the scoop, and the score by Maria Roders.
Roders, nice job catching, immediately putting her head down, getting to the basket. Sliding a little bit to the left to avoid the contact. Ties this game up at 8.
Roders was in double figures yesterday with 11. Outside three, nothing but the bottom of the net for Foster.
That's a tough guard for McGee if she's going to knock down threes out there at top of the key, because that means McGee's going to have to come out to guard her all the way to the line. And she's already shown that she can put it on the deck as Roders gets all the way to the basket. Nice drive here on the other end.
Answering the baskets, but one thing that Western Kentucky likes to do is shoot the threes. They average almost 29 threes a game. They make just about 8.5 a game. Speaking of threes, and I was talking to Greg Collins about it, and I said, do you mind that? He goes, no, I love it.
Terrific box out by Ware. Finds Whitley. Quick turnover, though, coming back the other way.
Another turnover for UAB. That'll be their third of the ball game. Does it lead to points? Not this time. Whitley takes it away. The graduate transfer out of Geneva, Illinois. Second team All-Conference USA this year. Whitley on the drive. Nice deflection by Meredith.
Whitley does not like the call out of bounds. Thought her shot was blocked from behind. Here's another look at it. Drives to the basket.
Karis Allen checks into the lineup for Western Kentucky. Number 32, the freshman out of Sikeston, Missouri. Macy Blevins also coming in, the sophomore out of Kentucky. And this time, Western Kentucky, the victim of the turnover.
Yeah, nice job by DeShields, clogging up that passing lane, making the pass difficult to get to her.
DeShields did such a good job yesterday, had 5 assists in that win, 75-71. Played North Texas even in the second half. That was Western Kentucky's first turnover, and it ends up with Whitley hitting the 3.
It's her second 3 already. They're going to need her to stay hot tonight.
Whitley, 76% of her shots are 3s. Roders with the rebound, quickly up ahead. Ware lost it.
And Roders took, I think, 1 too many dribbles to get that outlet pass to Ware. If Ware would have caught that a little earlier, she would have had a better opportunity to kind of survey what she had going to the basket.
Allen whistling a foul, and it'll go against UAB. And they're going to make a substitution, getting up off the bench. Emily Klasick will come back into the lineup. Valuable substitution in yesterday's contest. Talk about Western Kentucky's defense. Again, they're number 6th in the country in steals. They are just a solid defensive team. You got to protect the basketball and got to get after it with them. And this is what Greg Collins has put together. You can see, how about that, 12 steals a game.
That's keeping your hands in the passing lane for the entire game. That's really impressive.
Almost 21 turnovers a game they force. Both top 10 in the NCAA. Greg has done a great job as an assistant coach for Western Kentucky. Took over the head coaching position and has been outstanding. Another turnover for UAB. That'll be their 5th already in the ball game.
And really, I think Meade did a nice job of not giving any ground there to DeShields on the drive.
Meade doing hand signals with Foster, who got it. Foster left hand, that is pretty.
You don't see a lot of that little shoulder shimmy one way and then come back the other. That was pretty good. Great finish.
Foster's got game. Solid freshman year for Foster, played all 30 games. But here's the kicker when it comes to Jalen Foster. She really didn't start taking hoops seriously until she was in high school. DeShields with a right-handed scoop.
That's a tough shot. People don't realize how hard it is to gather that without putting your left hand on it and scoop it up with the right hand off the glass with a little English. Great finish there from DeShields.
And we're not talking hands the size of LeBron James.
That's a tough foul on her here. That picks up her 2nd early here. That'll be something to watch down the stretch here. Whitley's going to get back in the ball game for her.
So with 3:27 to play here in the opening quarter, DeShields picks up her 2nd personal foul.
And that was one she could have avoided as well. You want to stay aggressive on the defensive end, but you don't want to push the envelope when you're potentially going to pick up your 2nd.
And you don't want your engine sitting on the bench. Nice move with the right hand. Can't get it to go for Macy Blevins. Roders out of Spain. Started out at Farley Dickinson. 3 by Klasick. Won't find the range, but they get the offensive rebound. Inside of 3 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Winner advances to the semis. Roders with the 3. No. Going to be traced down by Teresa Faustino. A junior from Portugal, started her career at Oregon State. And it ends up in the 3.
That was a great find. Blevins just posted up on the 3-point line, waiting for a pass and gets it right in her shooting pocket, steady, ready to go. That was a warm-up shot right there.
She likes to shoot the 3. Last game versus North Texas, perfect 5 for 5 shooting, and 2 of those were from beyond the arc. Shot clock inside of 7. A little strong for Roders. They'll get it again with 1. No, Whitley nicks the front of the rim. She wanted a foul, but they get it back again.
A lot of offensive rebounding going on here for UAB.
Nice rejection by Karis Allen. On the hesitation, on the drive, no. Ball will belong to Western Kentucky. And Pitts will come back into the lineup for Western Kentucky. Also, Foster will also check back in. This Western Kentucky team's got good size.
They good depth, too. They've already got 10 people who have been in the game.
They've got 11 on their board. And a whistle and a foul is going to be called. That'll be on Klazak. Klazak. Whistle for the foul. The highlight was Hope Savory, who lost her headband, her rubber band on her head, and went running down towards their bench, just trying to find something to tie up her hair with.
I've never had my hair that long, so I don't know how big of a problem that would be if you can't get a headband tie on it.
Good defense on Blevins. Whitley straight up with Faustino. Roders gets hit and counted, and she'll go to the line.
She is so good going left and just does a nice job of catching, putting her head down, getting her defender on her hip here, turning the corner, taking the hit, getting up off the glass. Nice finish from Roders.
That'll be Savory's first personal foul. And you can see the leading scorers yesterday versus North Texas. Desiree Ware at 19. Denham to Shields 18. Routers had 11. Also threw in 12 rebounds. Got the double-double yesterday and 6 assists just to complete the day.
It's like a really nice stat line right there. 11, 12, and 6.
Yeah. 5th lead change of the ball game. Maddie Walsh in the game now for UAB. Oh, that's a nice quick move. Faustino, yes!
Good finish with the left hand, too.
And in 49.1 seconds, foul's going to be called. Klazak tried to push it as fast as she can.
I really like that she forced the issue right there. Put Foster in a really tough defensive position at retreating. Sometimes you got to take advantage of that and just, that's what's there. Create a foul on the opposing team's one of their best players.
Klazak, and that's going to be an offensive foul. It's going to be a moving screen. That'll be a Klazak.
Klazak extends the arm here. 5th team foul now on UAB. 45 seconds to go here in the quarter.
Klazak picks up her 2nd personal foul, 6th turnover here in the opening quarter for UAB. Again, they wanted to keep away from those turnovers.
Yeah, that's on pace for 24, and that's going to be way too many.
Not against this team that makes you pay in so many different ways. That's going to be a travel call, and for Western Kentucky, that'll only be their 2nd turnover in the ballgame.
UAB can hold for the final shot here of the quarter now.
I think if you're UAB trailing by 1 right now and you already have 6 turnovers, you're going to be feeling pretty good about what you've done.
Really good.
Outside of the fact you got to clean things up.
Yeah, you knocked down 3 out of 6 from 3 thus far. Have a chance to add to this lead here.
From the outside, Ware for 3. Final 2 seconds. Up ahead, Faustino lets it fly, doesn't get it. We have played 10 minutes. The winner will go to the semifinals, and Western Kentucky leads by 1 after 1. During the season, Western Kentucky forces almost 21 turnovers a ball game.
You can see here they are really making life difficult for UAB on the offensive end. Cutting through passing lanes, getting hands on passes, stripping, going to the basket. Just making life difficult on offense for UAB thus far in the game. 6 turnovers already for UAB.
And that is exactly what Greg Collins was hoping he'd get from his team today. But you and I were talking during the break. These two teams did play a close game. So UAB, it's not like they've gotten blown out in the games previously this year.
No, it was a 75-71 final at Western Kentucky earlier this year. So they played a close game already once, so they're certainly capable of hanging with them.
Diamond DeShields, I knew I was going to do that. Denim DeShields just preparing for May for the W. Denim DeShields playing with 2 personal fouls. Inside, Rotors no.
And then compounds the missed layup here with a 94-foot foul.
Drives coaches absolutely ballistic.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't think she thinks she hit her, but it was she'd want that one back to finish that layup. And then she definitely got her left arm in there. I think she's more upset with herself for missing the layup.
Western Kentucky holding on to that 1-point advantage. Foster tried a little give and go. Whistle and a foul is going to be called. And that'll be Whitley. And that'll be her second personal foul. So DeShields with 2, Whitley with 2.
Yeah, that could be a pretty big problem for UAB if either one of those end up with a third here. Still got a whole second quarter to go.
Starting backcourt's got a couple. Foster, no. And we've got a push.
3 players already with 2 fouls for UAB.
Foul was on Meade. That was her first personal foul. The sophomore from Moreno Valley, California. Destiny McGee back into the lineup for UAB. You've got to be careful on those kind of passes. When you want to win a quarterfinal game, semifinal game, or pretty much any game, it comes down to details so much. Not making lazy passes like that.
Totally agree.
How about
McGee's actually, she squared up like she was going to shoot a 3 a second ago as Rotors gets an offensive rebound and blows the layup.
McGee inside, uses the body.
Could have got an and one there. Had Meredith up in the air and went through her for the finish. Was able to finish, but back to McGee when she squared up at that 3-pointer. I quickly looked at the scorebook to see she's made 11 threes on the season and shoots 42% from 3-point land.
And 11 for 26 to be exact, and that's big. She has been a big-time solid addition to this UAB team. Foster from the outside, no. Rotors can't get it. Quick flick of the wrist. Count it. Nice job by Karis Allen.
Yeah, it's not wasting any time getting that ball and going right back up with it.
So many good freshmen on this team. You look at Karis Allen, just a freshman, got freshman of the week back on March the 6th. You have Acacia Hayes. Both freshmen really coming along. Josie Gilvin, another one of the freshmen on this Western Kentucky team. And a timeout's going to be called. Greg Collins doesn't like what he sees with 8:09 to play here in the half. Right now, Western Kentucky leads by 1. They're shooting 47%, holding UAB to 38. It's all about the road to Texas this year. The Sweet 16 and Elite 8 will travel through Seattle and Greenville, South Carolina. Then it's on to Dallas. The 2023 Women's Final Four is right here in North Texas. That'll be on March the 31st. National Championship on April the 2nd. The women's bracket will be revealed on Sunday. That'll be on ESPN. And each game of the tournament will be available on ESPN networks and the ESPN app. Talk about teams that have already punched the ticket. This is coming up the biggest weekend for men's and women's college basketball. Those who have punched the ticket already, you can see the schools. Iowa's going to be a force. South Carolina, obviously one of the favorites. Big 12 starts tonight. Opening round games. That's still going to be interesting, the Big 12. Obviously, Texas and Oklahoma the favorites, but don't lose sight of Iowa State. Inside McGee, triple team, got it.
UAB had a couple of good opportunities there and was able to finally work it down to McGee with a good finish down on the block.
McGee only played 14 minutes yesterday, only had 4 points, and Western Kentucky answers.
Yeah, Meredith there, just an unfortunate bounce for UAB off the just clipped the front of the rim to bounce it over into McGee's hands, who's quickly to pounce on it and put it back in the hoop.
And it's still a 1-point advantage for Western Kentucky. DeShields, they're going to let her play. 2 fouls. Doesn't seem to bother her. From the outside, the three for Emily Klazek.
Yeah, Klazek was 0 for 3 from 3 up to that shot, so she is still going to shoot her shoots. She's going to keep going with it.
As she started the last 3 games of the regular season, 4 of the last 5 games, she was in double figures and averaged over 13 a game, so we know she can shoot. Good defense, UAB. And that time, Klazek just got caught up, and that'll be her 3rd personal foul.
Yeah. Roeder's nice pass down to McGee. Spin move, step through. Nice job. Roeder's doing a nice job distributing here from the high post. Finds Klazek out on the wing here for the 3 on the last possession.
Here's Foster. Meade, no place to go. Shot clock at 7. Foster shows, gives it up, 3 to shoot. Watch the way Pitts was using that left arm, and she gets it to drop.
Roeder's did a nice job defending that. Just better offense coming down the stretch there before the shot clock.
And great defense. That is what makes Western Kentucky so good. Ends up with a 4-on-2, and Meade with a layup.
Yeah, this is where you got to just take a deep breath. Got a couple of turnovers. Baskets on the other end. Run your offense.
That's 7 points off turnovers, and players coming into our broadcast position. Can be dangerous. It'll be Western Kentucky's basketball.
That ends up being another turnover here. Tie ball, jump ball called.
Possession arrow will belong to Western Kentucky. Meade's got to lace up the kicks, make sure they're okay. So for UAB, that's turnover number 7. But for the most part, they've gotten back transition defense after they have that live ball turnovers.
Yeah, it hasn't been a ton of wide open, easy, fast break stuff, but Meade's got a couple of layups, but that's about it.
Foster thought about it. This time McGee comes out to meet her. Pitts comes out high with 2 to shoot. Meade not going to get it off.
She called off her teammate, didn't want the screen because I think she saw the shot clock and then started dancing with the ball too much and ran out of time.
Usually that's the point guard that has to yell at whoever has the ball if it's not her. That time's running down, but I'm not sure the other 4 players actually looked up and saw the time.
They're double teaming
Roeder's.
as soon as she gets it.
Ware lets it fly for 3. Rebound pulled away by Foster. Foster to Pitts, and they'll set things up. Meade really the floor general out of there, out of San Marino, California. The 3 won't go down for Meredith. Interesting, talking to the Western Kentucky staff, I said, tell me something about Alexis Meade. They go, well, she found out there's a big difference between California and where Bowling Green or where Western Kentucky is. I said, you're kidding me, really?
It's not 70 and sunny every day there?
Yeah. I love going to Bowling Green. Everybody's always treated us so well. The turnover.
Yet another turnover here.
Gelvin lost it. And Western Kentucky gives it back with the foul. And the foul's going to be on Teresa Faustino. McGee goes back out.
Western Kentucky continuing with the pressure and creating turnovers. Gilvin just unable to finish on the fast break there.
Maddie Walsh checks back into the lineup, scoreless yesterday. Whitley with 4:24 to play here in the first half. And another turnover, unforced turnover. Faustino gives it up, easy layup.
And just nothing you can do for UAB there. The Shields with 2 fouls, Whitley with 2 fouls. Just careless, lazy pass. You got to create passing lanes for your teammates.
And DeShields almost committed another one right there. DeShields with a heavily bandaged right shin. Walsh, and again, that is just solid defense by Pitts.
And they just get their hands on passes everywhere.
I know coaches chart how many touches people get.
Oh, yeah.
And
absolutely.
I think Western Kentucky is off the charts on that.
Well, it's just tracking the ball. If the person you're guarding picks up their dribble, you just got to start tracking the ball. It's not an opportunity to become lazy on defense. It's an opportunity to become more aggressive.
Western Kentucky on a 6-0 run. But UAB 4 turnovers the last 3:20. And Whitley with the free throw. At the end of the regular season, she had hit 18 straight free throw attempts. She's 2 of 2 today. Didn't have one yesterday. Didn't want to say that before she shot, because people say you jinxed them.
You believe in that? In the announcer jinx?
No.
I don't either.
Outside, the long three by Faustino. Now, my dad did. Because he'd hear me do that. It just drive me crazy. And boy, Greg Collins did not like that. Just put his hands on his head after that silly foul right in front of him.
Well, they've had success when everybody picks up their dribble of going up and really crowding them and tracking the ball. I think that Robson just did a really nice job of holding her ground and trying to step through right as Gilvin came up to her, was able to draw the foul and earn a trip to the line here.
Well, Gilvin goes out. Hope Savory will check back into the lineup, the junior out of Louisville. And here is Lindy Robson. Didn't play all of last season because of an injury. And the graduate started her career at Green Bay.
Nice job. Coleman steps up and knocks down 2 free throws. Back to a tie ball game here.
I'm telling you, turn the ball over like they did and you were tied and you're holding Western Kentucky to 29. That's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of these turnovers have turned out to some easy baskets on the other end for Western Kentucky. UAB's had to work for almost everything they've gotten.
Foster backs it in. Whistle and a foul. Count the basket.
I'm shocked they didn't call a travel on that. It was a little bunny hop there in the paint. But as it stands, and 1 for Foster. Chance to complete 3-point play here.
Foul was on Desiree Ware. That'll be her first personal foul. And here is Jalen Foster again. Heading into the end of the season, only 5 points the last 3 games of the regular season. Was 1 of 13 shooting the basketball, so she was probably biting at the bit to play in this CUSA basketball championship.
And there's an example right there. Denham DeShields just walking across the half-court line. Faustino is able to just stick her hand out. It takes just that extra step to create an angle.
The Shields thought about the 3. They show the double. They double her hard, and she loses it. And it'll belong to Western Kentucky. And for UAB, that'll be their 11th turnover here in the first half.
Yeah, it's tough to overcome all these turnovers.
Well, they're not only doubling, but they're doubling her with size. It is tough for DeShields to get through them.
Yeah, they got to come up with a game plan to create a better passing lane for each other to run their offense through.
The 3 won't go down for Meredith. But UAB still in this as we go inside of 2:20.
Oh, they're still playing. They're hanging around, playing well.
And considering they haven't hit a field goal in 4.5 minutes. DeShields will back out. She's got height in front of her with Meredith, and that's going to be a kick.
Got to give Western Kentucky an awful lot of credit here, though. They are relentless on defense.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the UAB players are going to be pretty fatigued by the end of this one.
And again, Western Kentucky 11th in the NCAA in forced turnovers. Whitley gets away, and again they get their hand on the ball. Up ahead to Meredith, unselfish, back to Meredith, count it.
Textbook 2-on-1 break right there for Western Kentucky. Meredith with the finish.
That's what you want to do in the final 2 minutes of a quarter. 11 fast break points now for Western Kentucky. Whitley for 3, gets her own rebound. Tries it again, a little strong. Rebound pulled away by Foster.
That was a good look by Whitley. She was set, ready to shoot that ball. Just unable to convert.
And now Faustino will run the offense. And the turnover, so UAB will have it.
That's another rule, especially when you're playing man. If you start making a cut, you can't stop your cut. You got to go all the way through.
So UAB's got to be pretty pleased with themselves because they're not shooting the ball all that well. Western Kentucky's at 50% from the outside, the three. Roders will track it down. Whitley has to give it up to Shields for three. Doesn't get the roll. Nice job, Ware pulling down the offensive rebound.
UAB's doing a really nice job as a team on the boards here. Nice find from Whitley to Roders for the layup. Opportunity for Western Kentucky now to go 2 for 1 here.
But still, it turns into a 3-point game. Roders already with 9 in the ball game.
I think, 40 seconds or so is usually a pretty good number to get a shot off.
UAB did not like that, especially Lindsey Robson. That'll be Robson's first look at it again.
Looks like an awful lot of ball right there.
Well, Lindsey thought so, and at the line it's going to be Teresa Faustino.
That's actually turns out to be a big call because this could push the lead out here right before the half. And it would have been a turnover because it looked like it went off of Faustino's leg after the swipe.
Well, Faustino only 50% from the line. Doesn't get it, but they get it back. Kick it out to Denham to Shields. To Shields, nice little pump fake. The layup doesn't get it, but she tracks down the ball. Needs a little bit of help.
There's a terrific hesitation. I think she created all the space in the world for her, just unable to finish afterwards.
Whitley works off the pick. Shot clock at 3. They're going to have to get it away, and instead DeShields stopped, didn't keep going.
It's an opportunity, I think, to get DeShields and probably Whitley out of the game if you can. He's also playing with 2 fouls.
13 turnovers for UAB, and so far, Western Kentucky's turned that into 11 points. Not as efficient as they'd like to be. Almost taken away by Ware.
I thought Ware had that. That's why I jumped on your partner. Sorry.
That's okay. Faustino for 3. No. The follow. No. And that's the way the first half will come to an end.
Great effort there by Savory to try to get that shot off right before the buzzer. It doesn't go for him, but Western Kentucky still taking a 3-point lead here into halftime.
Western Kentucky likes leading at halftime. They are 10-3 when they're on top at intermission. UAB, this will be their 15th time. They've trailed at intermission. They've only won twice. 34-31 is our halftime score. You're watching Conference USA Men's and Women's Basketball Championships presented by Total Care. We'll continue our coverage of Champ Week right after this. Welcome back inside the Ford Center. You talk about Western Kentucky's defense. Here's what UAB's tried to do offensively.
Yeah, they did a good job of hitting Roders at the high post to facilitate the offense here. She gets down to McGee on the low block from the high-low entry. And again here, just a catch and a real quick kick out to Klazak for another 3 here. They had some success with Roders at the high post there, facilitating the offense. She's got a couple of assists off of that to go with her 9 points and 6 rebounds. They're going to need to look to continue that, I think, in order to kind of break down this Western Kentucky defense that's been swarming on them and forced 13 turnovers so far.
And 11 points, but you look at the numbers and you say, why is UAB so close? And there seems to be a simple reason. The rebounds.
Yeah, they're crushing them on the boards. They're +9 in rebounds and have 10 offensive rebounds.
I want to thank all the effort, our crew in the truck, for coming up with that little sequence, something they picked up during the game. Total team effort here today, by the way. Roders can't get it to go, but UAB will have possession. Coming out of the second half, you're only down by 3. That first possession could be a confidence maker.
Oh, no question. You get a bucket here and keep it to a 1 or square game. Nice drive by Klazak there. You got to finish that layup, though. Now you got, if Western Kentucky scores here, now you're down a couple scores and you feel like you're fighting back right out of the gate.
And they kick it out to Foster for three. Doesn't get the bounce. Rebound pulled away by DeShields.
Nice job by DeShields.
Again, DeShields picked up her second personal foul at the 3:27 mark in the second quarter.
Yeah, something to watch here because Whitley's got 2 fouls as well, as does, 3 on Klazak.
Inside, nice job being done today by Destiny McGee, the sophomore out of Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, she's having a nice game. 6 points now, 3 of 3 from the field.
Just that big presence in the post, and defensively she clogs up a lot in the middle there. Foster, no. Again, McGee was right there with her.
Yeah, held her ground.
Whitley crosses the timeline into the hands of DeShields. Yesterday, her sister Diamond DeShields was present. Now she's got family, and again it's McGee.
And what a feed from DeShields over the top. McGee flashing to the far side for the layup in the lead.
Well, DeShields, that's her second assist in this game. She averages over 4 assists a contest. Dribble, penetration, drive, left hands. Acacia Hayes.
Yeah, Hayes, that's our first bucket of the game. And Roders just slips coming off of the end line here, the wet spot. Almost a turnover. Asking the personnel down here to make sure the court is dry. And it almost ends up being a turnover. It would have been a disastrous mistake there. Underneath your own basket, too, would have resulted in a layup.
Acacia Hayes' sisters, some of them played at Middle Tennessee. They now play at Mississippi State. Anastasia, of course, her sister, and a great player for Middle Tennessee.
Great finish there by McGee. And again, Roders catches that ball at the high post, turns and facilitates the offense, and they've got to close out to her because she can finish on the drive. Already has 9 points today. Is able to dump it off to McGee for another layup.
And that's our 15th lead change in the ball game. Hayes has to give it up. Meade lets it fly, and she buries the three.
Now wide open in the corner, just sitting waiting for the pass to get to her. Nice shot from Meade.
Meade, not great success from three at 29% on the season, but she gets her first this afternoon. Meade is such a steady ball player out front. Here is DeShields. Sees the double again. We know what Western Kentucky's going to do. Up ahead to Meade. One to beat. Nice pump fake in the layup.
And Whitley was making sure she doesn't pick up that third. Nice outlet pass to get Meade on the break.
And all of a sudden, the little 4-0 run unties it. Both teams have hit their last 3 field goal attempts. Aaron pass. And they'll wisely set things up with Meade. That's going to be an offensive foul the other side, and that's going to be called on Jalen Foster.
Yeah, Foster wasn't set when DeShields pivoted to go back out to cover Meredith in the corner.
And Josie Gilman's going to check into the lineup, the freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky, number 33. They said she's playing well. Heck of an athlete. Also all-state in cross country and track in high school. DeShields. They closed on her quickly. She drags the foot. I think we know what they're trying to do with DeShields. As soon as she makes any kind of move to the basket, they go with 3 coming right at her.
Well, that time they stayed with Roders at the high post. So DeShields actually had an opportunity to go past Meade and get into the lane. And then when she jumps up, she just dragged her foot a little bit. But that's an opportunity for DeShields to orchestrate the offense, maybe drive, get all the way to the basket, or stop and find shooters out on the perimeter from an inside-out perspective.
Here's Meade, averaged 4.5 assists versus UAB in their 2 games. Foster, and again it's Destiny McGee with a rejection. Quickly up ahead, Dedham DeShields on the drive, leans in, got it!
Wow, strong move from DeShields.
Lead cut back down to 2. Hayes calling for it, got it. Hayes looks, launches, makes the three.
She was locked in, ready to shoot that one.
Well, Hayes likes playing UAB. 2 games this season, 19 points per game. Roders. And she is going to be fouled on the play.
I think they just got to try to make a concerted effort to get Roders the ball there at the free throw to high post area. She just makes good decisions with the ball, passing it, or finding opportunities to square up and take it to the basket like she just did. Earn a trip to the free throw line here.
She looks good doing that. McGee goes out. And Lindsey Robson will come back into the lineup, and at the line is going to be Maria Roders, member of the 2021 Spanish national team under 20, second year at UAB. Had a good end of the regular season. The last 3 games, she averaged 14 a game, and in the process hit 82% of her shots. Can't get the free throw to go.
84% from the free throw line, goes 0 for 2 there. Uncharacteristic to drop 2 shots there.
Hayes had 1 point in the first half, got 5 here in the third quarter. She's got the ball. Thought about the 3, couple of dribbles. Foster, the southpaw, no.
Good rebound there from Klazak.
And it's only a 5-point advantage for Western Kentucky. They won both games between these 2 teams. One was close, one wasn't. Whitley from way downtown.
And quick decision. Roders gets the ball at the high post, like we've been saying, and immediately hits it to Whitley, who's ready to shoot, and knocks it down. That has got to be where they run their offense through the rest of the way.
How about Whitley? Did not even hesitate. And they're going to call the foul, and that's going to be on Klazak. Klazak just got tied up, and that'll be her 4th personal foul. That is going to hurt, but we've got a timeout. 4:27 left to play in the third quarter. We got a good one going on. Western Kentucky by 2.
Conference USA would like to thank the following.
Maria Roders has an important role for UAB. Here's a great example.
Yeah, every time she catches the ball here at the high post, makes quick decisions. And this one, she finds Whitley out on the wing, steps right into a wide open 3. They've had a lot of success of running the offense through her at the high post there.
Well, Hayes and Meade for Western Kentucky. They have all 10 of Western Kentucky's points here in the quarter. UAB, they're having problems with turnovers. They only averaged 15 during the season. They've got 16 already, but they've done a good job of not allowing Western Kentucky to turn it into a bushel load of points. And it'll be Western Kentucky's basketball. 4:27 left to play in the third. Here's Foster. Foster with a left hand, strong move. Had a little fake to go one way.
Yeah, it's the second time she's used that little shoulder fake back one way and come back with the left hand. It's a go-to move for her.
Western Kentucky's hit 5 of the last 7. Roders had the layup, turned it down.
Yeah, I think she would want that one back.
Boy, the C parted. Now she's got it again, and she misses.
Yeah, just didn't finish on that one. That's clearly the way to go right there, though. I think they're getting good looks out of the offense through her there.
Roders is such a great passer. Hayes for 3, a little strong. DeShields comes down and splits the D.
Got numbers here for UAB.
DeShields with a right-handed scoop.
I'll never understand how you gather the ball under control like that with one hand.
I'm going to say her sister Diamond taught her. Her other siblings are baseball players. And the lead is cut down to 2. Hayes, great pass inside, nice look. It all started, though, with Gilvin on an outstanding cut.
Yeah, just kind of got lost behind the defense there after the initial tip ball. Beneficiary of a layup.
Yeah. The 3, quick 3. Hayes fights for it. She's going to be fouled by Ware on the play. And quickly, that's going to get Klazak back into the lineup. Well, I think they changed their mind. Randy Norton first told Klazak to get up, then told her to sit down. Maddie Walsh will come in, and Ware will go out.
Yeah, he's going to let Klazak sit just a little while longer. She's important though for the rest of the game here. At some point, you're going to have to let her play the floor.
Both teams scratching and clawing. Here's Gilvin. Hayes. And the whistle and the foul is going to be called as Robson got a shoulder in on her.
I don't know if I agree with this call. It seemed like a little bit of a continuation. I don't know that she had gathered the ball to go up yet. Probably could have been a, let's see here on the replay, bump, 1-2. It could have been on the floor, I think. She hadn't gone up the floor yet.
Well, they're going to call it a two-shot foul. She gets it. And Hayes has 9 in the ball game. Lead goes to 7. That is Western Kentucky's biggest lead of the game. Only lead for UAB, it was at 2.
Like right there, you thought Walsh had a nice cut down the baseline. He ended up with a layup. Western Kentucky, tremendous defense to recover from that.
How about that? Roders had it, lost it, then commits that 94-foot foul.
It's the second time she's ended up with a foul down there in this game. Almost a spectacular play with the reverse finish right before that. But back to that Walsh dive cut, like I thought she was about to have a layup, and they shut it down. Western Kentucky, just tremendous defensive adjustment.
They get after you defensively. Hayes, no place to go. Hayes got it back, the big step, and it's rejected. This time, Roders, nice job defensively. Inside of 2 minutes to play here in the third. Ware gives it up in the corner. The 3 won't go down for Walsh. Got it again, and the rejection. Foster with the scoop, no. UAB's got it. Up ahead to Ware, and she can't get the layup. Roders can't get it.
There's just a lid on the rim for UAB right now. Western Kentucky's going to take a timeout and calm the situation down for everybody.
I think for Greg Collins, that's a good timeout. He was getting a little frustrated at the way things were going. Both coaches probably were. But we've got a timeout, 1:32 to play in the third. The lead is 7. March is here and the ESPN Tournament Challenge is back. Scan the QR code to download the app and play the #1 bracket game. Create a group, invite your friends, and get ready for the madness. Sign up for the ESPN Tournament Challenge today to test your bracketology knowledge. And we've got 1:32 left to play here in the third quarter. Along with Colin Boddicker, I'm Rob Philin. Good to have you with us.
I tell you, around one of the stats that you may never see a team have 12 offensive rebounds and only 4 second chance points.
That is amazing, which I think you can extrapolate that and say that's because Western Kentucky plays such good defense after that.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of times when you get second chance opportunities on offensive rebounds, because you're getting a ball right underneath the basket and you got to go back up and finish it.
And there's Pitts. She was right underneath it. Tries it again. This time she's got it. Pitts goes to 7 in the ball game.
Western Kentucky giving UAB a little bit of their own medicine there on the offensive rebounds.
And UAB's got 47 seconds to deal with it. Robson has to give it up to Ware. Ware whistling a foul away from the basketball. And it's going to be on Gilvin. How about this, though? Good effort by Pitts.
Yeah, there's 1 offensive rebound, 2 offensive, and I think there's a second offensive rebound there, and she's able to convert there with the left hand. Good effort there from Pitts.
Whitley checks back into the lineup with 44.2 left. She's got the double-double, 11 points, 10 boards. And those 10 boards are, Colin? Her career high.
Career high.
And again, doing a little house cleaning.
Don't let anyone ever tell her that she wasn't a rebounder.
That's exactly right.
Double figures once. I got double figures 1 time in my career.
Did you really? Because you were a shooter.
And it was more than my brother, who got a lot of playing time, ever got in his career. Don't think I don't remind him.
You should. That's part of being a brother.
I don't have a lot of opportunities to get something better than him in basketball.
There's DeShields out front, inside of 40 to play here in the third. Whitley, long pass. Walsh, the three, no. Rebound pulled away. Nice job again. Faustino's done an outstanding job off the bench, and the bench has been one of the strong points of Western Kentucky. They average almost 30 points a game. Not getting a whole lot today from the bench, but they've been effective. Half a second difference, shot of the game clock. Western Kentucky on a 7-0 run. And UAB will have it. Final 3 seconds. McGee, the long heave. No, off to the side.
Good awareness by McGee to try to at least hit the shot off down there to go. But a tough way to finish the quarter here for UAB as Western Kentucky ends on a 7-0 run and takes a 9-point lead into the fourth quarter.
Talk about Jalen Foster, top of the show. She's closing in on a double-double.
Yeah, she's got 12 points, knocked down a couple of shots here, including a three-pointer right there. Done a nice job in the post. She's got a nice little shimmy fake here. Fakes over one shoulder and then goes with the left. She's scored on that play a couple of times. 12 points, 8 boards, couple more boards, and she'll have that double-double.
UAB 13 points in the second quarter, 13 points in the third. You look at the numbers on Foster. 8 rebounds, closing in on the double-double. But for UAB, they got to make shots. Went the final 3:41 without a point in the third quarter.
So UAB going to roll with Klazak here in the fourth quarter with 4 fouls.
I think you have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Savory gives it up. Shot clock inside of 10. Savory wants it back. And they throw it away right into the hands of Whitley. Whitley has that quick shot, dumps it down inside, and a perfect 6 for 6 today for Destiny McGee.
Yeah, McGee just did a great job of establishing position, getting Foster on the top side of her. So when that entry pass comes in, all she has to do is drop step and drop it off the glass.
Savory out of Louisville, Kentucky. Five to shoot for Western Kentucky. Savory gives it up. The three at the buzzer, no. Pitts can't get it.
Nice box out from Klazak there.
Another opportunity for UAB. They have been scratching and clawing all day. They are out rebounding Western Kentucky. McGee backs in. Roders back out front. Whitley, the southpaw for three. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
And running nice offense there. Everyone being unselfish, getting to the good shooter or the good shot. Cuts this lead down to 4 with 8:20 to go.
Western Kentucky looking for their first points of the fourth quarter. Gone almost 2 minutes without scoring.
Oh, nice,
beautiful slip.
Yeah, great cut there. Meredith cutting to the basket. Gets the feed, easy finish. Good offense there from Western Kentucky.
You look at Maya Meredith, the sophomore out of Taylor Mill, Kentucky. The one thing that stands out, you look at her this season, how much her shot has improved. DeShields is going to be fouled on the play. That'll be on Faustino, and Hayes will come back into the lineup for Western Kentucky. Let's go back to Roders. We're focusing a lot on her today.
Yeah, great pass out to Klazak, who finds Whitley, who was ready to shoot right away.
Whitley's got one of the quickest triggers, too. That's going to be a travel. You talk about fast three-point shooters. You think of Taylor Robertson at Oklahoma. She may have one of the quickest I've seen in a long time, but Whitley she's pretty good getting rid of it.
Yeah, when she's ready to shoot, she's going to get it and put it online.
Yes, she is.
I haven't met very many left-handers that can't shoot the ball.
Yeah, I know.
You ever notice that?
I know. Everybody keeps telling me I got to make my grandson, who's only going to be 4, a lefty.
Make him a lefty.
Make him
I didn't know you could do that.
I don't know if you can either. 17 turnovers for UAB. Inside, what a shot by Foster.
Nice job by Foster getting the shot up high off the glass quickly as McGee was turning around to potentially get a good opportunity to block that shot.
Roders again comes out high. Whitley gives it right back to DeShields. Nice defense by Faustino deep in the corner. The three buried.
So that was a great relocation from Klazak, who was standing on the wing. As soon as she saw DeShields drive to the high post area, relocated to the corner. DeShields finds her for a wide open three and knocks it down.
And then McGee tries to get the tie up, but she is going to be whistled for the foul. But how about Klazak playing with 4 personal fouls, dropping down the 3.
You see her relocating, excuse me, to the corner there. UAB definitely needed that to cut this lead to 5.
Klazak a career-high 3-point percentage this season.
Western Kentucky doing a great job offensively, like keeping UAB at bay. Even though UAB's nailed a couple of threes, you think they'd be a little closer, and you look up and they're still down 5.
How about Diamond DeShields, or Denim DeShields, seeing the ball was loose, making a dive on the floor. I know, that's a $2 fine.
I was throwing the 2 up because that's the second time you've done that. Not a $2 fine.
No, well,
we'll get the tip jar out for you.
That's what we used to have, believe it or not.
Nobody carries cash anymore, though, Ryan. All right.
Especially if you have kids.
Oh, what a catch.
Inside, whistle and a foul is going to be called. I'm not sure how McGee got that.
I was going to say, I don't know how, the percentage that would actually make it. It was McGee just doing a nice job of elevating and somehow coming down. That's a tough angle for an entry pass.
They're going to take DeShields out, and they will put Desiree Ware back in there. And here is Destiny McGee out of Huntsville, Alabama. 3-time All-State in Alabama. Was the MVP of the state tournament 4 times. Started her game at Arkansas, only played 6 games for them back in 2021. And she's going to get a little bit of a breather, but boy, she has done a job and gets a high 5 from Randy Norton.
They're right there in the game. DeShields probably won't be on that bench for too long.
And a quick breather. She hasn't missed a field goal yet this afternoon. Hayes up top. They're giving her a lot of room.
Don't want to give her too much. She'll knock that down.
I know. Klazak has to cover her up. Doesn't want to get that fit. Hayes, little up and under. The spin won't work.
Wow, that was a tough finish. If she would have made that with the right hand, that would have been tremendous.
Meade the last to touch it. Now we're going to see a little token pressure by Western Kentucky, broken easily. Western Kentucky in a little bit of a zone now. Roders, count the basket, and she'll go to the line.
She's just got an uncanny ability to catch it, and she just spins and gets her defender on her hip and is able to just turn the corner and get to the rim. She's done this numerous times. She usually does this with the right hand, or the left hand, excuse me. This time catches it and puts it on the deck with the right. Gets all the way around Foster and completes a 3-point play here on the other end.
I'm just impressed in the savvy on the basketball court. 8-0 run now for UAB, and we are tied at 57. 5.5 to play. Hayes banging in, whistling a foul. That's going to be on Robson.
Nice job by Hayes, putting the ball on the deck, earning a trip to the line here. Knows Robson's going to be a step late, closing down the lane. He's able to take the contact and earn a trip here to the line.
And again, Robson, that is her 3rd personal foul, and here is Hayes at the line. Acacia Hayes from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Decided not to go to Middle Tennessee, obviously. Last 4 games, she's averaged over 16, 5 above her usual average. Unties it, 2-point advantage. Klazak Nice job. That was all started by Meade getting the hand in.
Yeah, Klazek tried to force the issue drive in there, and there was just no place to go. And Meade was able to, as soon as she picked it up, she's like, just getting in there. It's like this guard, you know, as a bigger guy trying to drive, like I always hated those little guards getting their hands in there.
Little pesky little
But they did. Right? And that's what you're supposed to do. And Meade does a nice job tying her up, creating turnover.
Dedham to Shields back into the lineup. Ware goes out. Meade has been steady big time today. Face-up jumper, Foster, a little short. Meade tapped it. Bug is loose on the rug, and we're going to have a jump ball possession arrow UAB. And with that, we're going to step aside. We've got a good one in the semifinals, or the quarterfinals. Who advanced to the semifinals with a win? Western Kentucky by 2. The Conference USA Men's and Women's Championships is brought to you by Total Care, where lives are transformed. Well, Colin Boddicker, I'm Ron Thulin, and we are at the Ford Center. A little foggy day here in Dallas, and anybody trying to leave DFW or left field today having some problems. Take a look at the championships in the past, and you can see Charlotte won it last year. They were eliminated earlier today. Western Kentucky in there 3 times, going back to 2015, and of course Middle Tennessee, they won it a couple of years ago. They are in the semifinals.
If things hold to form in the brackets, there'll be these two battling it out.
Oh yeah,
multiple past champions battling it out for another one.
When you look at Greg Collins, he has been part of those championships with Western Kentucky. UAB need a solid possession. Kick it out. Whitley. DeShields. Hayes on her. DeShields got it.
She's been probing all day trying to get there. Finally is able to get to the rim. Couldn't have been a more timely basket for UAB.
How about DeShields? 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Whistle and a foul is going to be called. That'll be on Destiny McGee. Let's go back to DeShields. She has such a knack for driving.
Yeah, and this is after Western Kentucky did a tremendous job rotating defensively, shut down a couple of shots that I thought they were going to get. And then DeShields just says, I'm going to go get a basket myself. Does a great job with it.
Western Kentucky having problems shooting from the field the last 3-14. No field goals made. Maya Meredith at the line. Tore her ACL last year, still not 100%, but still shooting the ball good. Whitley says, I'll take it myself. Goes straight up with Meade. Klazek gets a good look. Roders was fighting for it, and they will have it.
That was a heads-up play by Whitley to get Klazek that ball back. She just caught it and got rid of it immediately, right back to her, knowing she's going to get a wide-open 3 there.
Now they reset the shot clock to 20. 3:56 to play. 2-point advantage for Western Kentucky. 3 timeouts for UAB, 2 timeouts for Western Kentucky. Whitley, 7 to shoot. Roders tried to get it inside to McGee. They coughed it up.
Nice hands defensively again. Western Kentucky getting a hand on the passing lane.
19th turnover for UAB. Now Western Kentucky will show patience on offense. Hayes, 2 dribbles, lost the handle. Ball will belong to UAB.
I think she was expecting contact from Klazek there, who with the 4 fouls is not willing to exit this game just yet.
I mean, think about it. Klazek picked up her 4th personal foul. 4:42 of the 4th quarter.
3rd quarter.
Or 3rd quarter, I should say. DeShields. Oh, my goodness.
Just a great finish there on the drive. Shields starting to get get into a groove here offensively.
And we are tied at 61. Mead, and she is going to be knotted up. Whistle foul is going to be called. That'll be on DeShields. That'll be her third personal foul. 7 ties, 16 lead changes in this game so far.
Been a great game. And Western Kentucky obviously coming back here, down 9 starting this quarter. Or excuse me, UAB was down 9 starting this quarter.
Catch and shoot. Mead nails a timely 3.
Big basket for Western Kentucky there for Mead.
And quickly they show pressure, but UAB breaks it inside at 2.5.
Boy, Mead could have got her hand up. She might have intercepted that pass too, and right over top of her head. I don't think she expected it.
I don't think it is.
Right past her.
DeShields lobs it inside. Nice defensive job. Poking it away again was Pitts.
Yeah, DeShields really tries to force it into McGee sometimes, and that's just those lob passes. You still got to put a little mustard on them to get in there. It's just too much time for the backside defense to come over and steal the ball.
Foster, McGee on her. The 3, knocked home. Pitts, great play.
Yeah, back-to-back possessions, 3 and 3. Extends this lead to 6. 2 timely three-pointers for Western Kentucky to take a lead here with 1:49 to go.
How about this? Pitts steps back, drains the 3. Coming into the tournament, Western Kentucky had made 256 three-pointers, most in single-season history for Western Kentucky. And they've added to it this afternoon. Western Kentucky 7 of 19 from beyond the arc today. So now 1:49 to play. The lead is 6. UAB, let's go into their huddle first. What do they have to do besides score 7 points?
They've been doing a nice job offensively. The last couple possessions, DeShields has gotten layups. And before that, they've had opportunities with Klazak knocking down a 3 and then have one rim out. So they're getting good looks. They just got to continue to do what they're doing offensively, but they've got to get stops on the defensive end. That's the most important thing for UAB. For Western Kentucky, obviously you want to try to shut down DeShields and stop letting her continue to drive and get to the basket, as she's had some success doing that. And if she does drive and you do shut it down, don't let her kick out to a wide open Whitley or Klazak, who've knocked down multiple threes in this game.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that Western Kentucky talked about is the dribble penetration of UAB and how they will kick it out and get it to their three-point shooters. Timeout situation, UAB, they've got 2. They've got a foul to give. Western Kentucky, they've got 2 timeouts remaining. They have a foul to give. Possession arrow in favor of Western Kentucky. DeShields. Whitley.
That's a good scouting report right there. Meredith steps out to get Whitley. They were trying to get Whitley a shot there. Meredith steps out to cover her, leaving McGee.
We have a whistle and a foul, and very slow to get up is Emily Klazak. I'm not sure, she may just have a cramp in her leg, but she is going to be up, and that's good. Foster, by the way, called for her 4th personal foul. And she's not going anywhere with 1:32 to play. And it'll be UAB's basketball. Quickly up off the bench, Ware will come back into the lineup for UAB. They're going to get Klazak a little bit of rest, make sure she's okay for the final 1:32. Ware telegraphed the pass, last touch by Hayes, and they're going to call a foul on DeShields.
That's an interesting call. DeShields is going out as
Randy Norton explaining it.
See who's running through the passing lane here. Hayes runs through the passing lane. I mean, I can see how you can call a bump there.
Well, that's going to be the fourth on DeShields, and they're going to take a look at it again. And Randy Norton just trying to still explain his situation. The referee, Brian Garland. Klasick was trying to get into the lineup. Let's take another look from a different angle. Well, she got a piece of it. Loose ball.
Yeah, and then she impeded.
Bottom line, that was a fourth personal foul on DeShields with 1:20 to play in the ball game.
And another great play by Hayes, running through a pass lane, getting a hand on a pass deflection, coming up with a steal.
Hayes, a complete player. 7 on the shot clock. Meade has it taken away. McGee had the loose ball. That's going to be a kick, and it'll belong to UAB.
Nice job by McGee getting her hands in there. Foster just kind of caught that ball a little nonchalantly at the top. Doesn't anticipate McGee to really close out too far.
Again, details in the final couple minutes.
No question. Still a 6-point lead with under a minute to go here now.
You need a basket, not necessarily a three, just something. Here's McGee. Can't waste a whole lot of time. DeShields with 15 to shoot. Whitley launches the three, in and out. Whistle, and a foul is going to be called. And that'll be a 3-shot foul.
Yeah, and they just put one of the best free throw shooters in the country on the free throw line for 3 shots at 91%.
What's the old line? Don't foul a jump shooter.
Don't foul a jump shooter, and don't foul a 91% free throw shooter if you can avoid it.
I got to think, though, that Whitley also had a little, she emphasized the foul.
No, she held her follow through, and since she was coming across, she came across her arm.
But Whitley 89 of 90.
But she did a great. She initially cut from the wing.
Yep.
DeShields was dribbling up and then just relocated back to the corner. You know who else does that a lot? You'll see Steph Curry. He's really good about relocating.
Oh, yes. Now they're going to make sure that she was behind the 3-point line when the foul was committed. You can see the numbers on Whitley today. 14 and 10, her first double-double of the season. Career high, 10 rebounds. Here it is again. Where are their feet? Right there, behind the line. Oh, yeah.
Conveniently wore those, I don't know, the pink or peach shoes, make it really easy for us to tell she's behind. A little peach?
Kind of peachish. Whitley will go to the line. Again, you mentioned outstanding free throw shooter. Timeout situation, UAB 2, Western Kentucky 2.
Assuming she makes this third one here, you can play out the entire possession unless you get an opportunity to foul a poor free throw shooter. And Meredith is on the floor. She's only 60%.
Boy, DeShields almost came up with a steal.
So I think if Maya Meredith ends up with the ball in her hands, that's when you might consider fouling earlier.
Again, Western Kentucky has a timeout. Walsh guarding the inbounds pass. They show the double.
A little shocked they threw it right to Meredith.
Into the hands of Meade, and they've got 18 to run off the shot clock.
At this point, no foul.
DeShields playing with 4. Pounding Meade, goes down. Meade off the glass. No whistle, and a foul is going to be called. And that's going to be an offensive foul on UAB.
I think Meade. Here's another look at the drive here. She gets her left arm extended. You know, it's probably not enough to knock her down, but you see, you get that arm extended. If you knock somebody off of their spot, you're going to get called almost every time if your arm is extended.
And DeShields was working so hard defensively. Destiny McGee will check back into the lineup. Ball will belong to UAB with 16.6 left, trailing by 3.
UAB still has a timeout here, so if you can get something quick, you can get a 2-point shot. I still think that if you get this under 8 seconds and you haven't made your 2-point shot yet, you might start trying to look for a 3.
Absolutely. On the other court, Rice is leading 40-32 on court B. Of course, the winner of that game will also advance to the semifinals tomorrow. 18.4, they just changed the clock a little bit. And you see the timeout situation, possession arrow. And we are set for the final 18.4. One overtime game this year for UAB. They beat Valparaiso 83-81. That was back on November the 21st.
I'm going to point out a little bit of something that you can do if you're UAB there. You don't have to call that timeout immediately.
Right.
You know the officials are going to go check the clock. Right?
Good point.
Wait and see if the officials are going to check the clock. You could have saved yourself timeout.
That's a good point, actually. Well, they did get it farther down than what they had thought they would. DeShields, no, goes to the ground, tried to draw the foul, and Hayes comes up with a loose ball.
Yeah, instead of just focusing on making the basket, she was trying to draw the foul by slamming on the brakes. Hayes is going to go to the free throw line 75%. She's already 4 out of 5 from the line today.
And DeShields told by Coach Norton, you got to call the timeout after she makes or misses the free throws. And here is Hayes at the stripe. What an outstanding freshman campaign. Wow.
This is the first. I don't think if she misses this, I don't think you need to call a timeout necessarily right away. I don't even think you need to call a timeout right there necessarily. If you can get something going, you want to save that timeout in your back pocket, because in the women's game you can advance the ball. Now they need to score twice, and one of them is going to have to be down the floor without advancing the ball.
Well, they are going to advance the ball. It's going to be a timeout called by UAB. 13.1 to play in the game. Looking at game reset again. Coach Norton in the huddle right now. Okay, you're down by 4. Basically, you got to get something quickly.
You got to get something quickly, and I think you got to. I think you got to knock down a 3. You can't bank on them missing a free throw on the other end. Draw up your best play to get the pretend it's the end of the game. You need a 3 to tie. This is a 3 to get you within 1, but it's basically you're running the same play.
Our good friend Mike Peterson, former head coach at TCU, and you probably remember him obviously, Wake Forest and also North Texas. Also a WNBA coach, said in this situation, head coaches always go back to their favorite play. Out top, Whitley. Whitley for 3. The foul's going to be called. My goodness. Second time Whitley will go to the line to shoot 3.
And that ball almost went in.
Wow.
Rattled in and out. That would have been an unbelievable mistake on Western Kentucky.
Whitley with that quick release. They didn't waste that much time, and she'll go to the line for 3.
.2, so 91%. I'm going to assume she makes these so you get a 1-point game. Foul immediately. You'll still have plenty of time, roughly 10 seconds or so, to go the length of the court after 2 makes to get a good look on the other end.
Very short routine for Whitley at the line. Whitley now 8 for 8 from the stripe today, and the lead has been cut down to 1 with 11.2 to play. UAB out of timeouts. But now you've got to make the foul. You got to do it quickly.
Yeah, no question. And if looking at the free throw percentages for, if Meredith is on the floor, she's at 60. Everybody else is over 75%. So that's who you want to get, but at this point it doesn't matter. Whoever catches the ball, you just got to make an attempt on the ball. Maybe you squirt it free.
And Coach Collins knows that certain people he may not want necessarily to have the ball in their hands, but he may not have a choice.
Oh, yeah,
this is why coaches spend so much time, and as a player, you remember this with Billy Tubbs and coaches you play for. You go over these game situations constantly in practice.
Oh, no doubt about it. You know exactly what you're going to do. Every time you step on the floor in these situations, you got an idea of what you're going to run, what you're going to do. UAB decides to put nobody on the ball, so they're going to Walsh will double team whoever breaks open free first. Give it to Meade.
And Meade's going to be fouled, and that's going to be on Ware. That is her third personal foul.
That worked out.
Yeah. Klasick wants to come back into the lineup. And she will. Ware's going to go out.
And Meade's who they wanted to go to the line here. She's their best free throw shooter at 81%. She has not stepped to the line yet today.
Oh my. Still 9.3 left.
This changes everything now. You can get something going to the basket.
Just saw Greg Collins go no fouls, no fouls. The lead is 2. DeShields with 7. DeShields with 5. DeShields to the hole. No! And Western Kentucky is going to hold on for the 2-point win with 1/10 of a second left.
Wow, DeShields got all the way to the basket for a point-blank layup and just couldn't convert. Did a tremendous, what a great job. She was about to get double teamed coming down the sideline right in front of us, and I was like, and then she just crossed it over, a little in and out dribble, and oh my goodness, just right at the rim.
How many times have we seen Denham DeShields split the defense in these last 2 games we've had with her? No problem. Just a tough play.
And you know, she also made 2 tough driving layups here in the 4th quarter to get the team back into it.
That's going to do it with 1/10 of a second left. Can't even catch and shoot it. What a game it was. Western Kentucky beating UAB, the final 71-67. Western Kentucky now advances to the semifinals of the Conference USA Championship week, presented by Total Care. But you got to tip your hat to UAB. Hard-fought game. UAB scratched and clawed yesterday. They did likewise today. Just came up a little bit short.
Yeah, you know, got to tip your hat to Western Kentucky. They played great defensively. You still go back to all of the turnovers they created and the deflections along the way. You know, UAB just didn't have an answer until they started hitting the ball to Roters at the top of the key. But Western Kentucky as a team just had a great game. And Alicia Hayes stood out as player of the game for them.
Well, 21 turnovers for UAB. That's the 16th game that Western Kentucky has forced 20-plus turnovers. They're now 11-5 in those games. 71-67, and again, our player of the game brought to you by Total Care. I mean, Hayes just did everything this afternoon.
Yeah, she had 14 points and 7 out of 9 from the free throw line, 4 assists, and only 1 turnover in 25 minutes. She really did a great job today for the team and got that big steal at the end as well, with DeShields picked up her 5th foul on that one of the last possessions down the end. Just did a really nice job. The Western Kentucky team is a very good defensive team, and everybody chips in. I'd love to see a stat. We don't have it on our stat sheet, but I'd love to see, I know the coaches take it, but I'd love to get a copy of the deflection chart to see how many every player had, because I mean, it's got to be 30 or 40 deflections. So many deflections today.
Double figures for some players, probably. Again, the final score 71-67. Let's take a look at the bracket. Semifinals almost set right now. Middle Tennessee will take on UTEP. That'll be at 5:30 Eastern time. And then Western Kentucky right now, they will play the winner of Rice and UTSA. That game going on Court B. Once again, the final, Western Kentucky wins at 71-67. For Colin Boddicker and our entire crew in Frisco, Texas, I'm Ron Thulin saying so long. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.